Walking Dead.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and we just got done watching The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 16, Season Finale, Wrath. And wow, that was a crazy episode. I can't believe the war is over. Before we give our full review, I'm going to go ahead and do a very quick breakdown of what we just watched. We open up with a very, very young Carl and Rick walking hand in hand down the road, and that's a callback obviously to what Carl was talking about in his letter, the memory he had. We then see him talking to Sadiq, and Sadiq giving him more details, finally revealing exactly what happened, and Rick finally knows everything about what happened with Carl. We then see Rick and the gang getting ready to go to war. In the battle plan, we also know that Rick is very suspicious of the plans and realizes this is most likely a trap. Meanwhile, Negan rallies his saviors. He meets with Eugene. You can tell that Eugene's a little bit conflicted here, but he is still full-blown Negan by telling him that we have all the bullets all ready to go. They're fully locked and loaded. Negan even tries out a bullet on a dummy Rick. Also, he's bringing in Father Gabriel, who's going to have a special seat in the battle. On the way over, we see Father Gabriel make one last-ditch effort to escape. He gets out of the car only to be chased down by Eugene and Laura, who partially helps him by taking down one of the walkers, but that was mainly because Father Gabriel couldn't see, and it allows Eugene to catch up with him and hold him at gunpoint. Eugene is determined to get him back in the car because looks like Eugene is still full-blown Negan. Meanwhile, Rick has encountered one of the Savior's roadblocks, something that Negan let us know were basically sacrificial lambs. They were part of Simon's group, so he didn't mind sacrificing them. This also helps Rick think that everything is on the up and up. It also allows Rick to find a map that the Saviors were carrying. Unfortunately for Rick, this map is yet another setup. So Negan has been funneling them into the ridge so he can plan to ambush them in order to finish the war. So Rick and the gang do fall into Negan's trap, and they do go right into the middle of that ridge. And they are surrounded by a whole bunch of Saviors, also implanted a whole bunch of walkie-talkies. So when Negan starts talking to him and they start doing the creepy whistle, they don't know exactly where to look. Gabriel is being held right at gunpoint, and where Negan is prepared to shoot him directly in the head. We also see Dwight, who's now been dressed in prisoner's clothes, who's also there for his execution. And we also see Eugene, who is ready to watch everything unfold right in front of them. Once given the order to shoot, they all shoot, but suddenly nothing happens except explosions in the Savior's hands. Now, as viewers, we might think that, hey, they're just being shot out of their hands. I guess somebody's shooting them, but Eugene has sabotaged these bullets. This instantly flips the entire battle, killing or injuring the Saviors, leaving them completely exposed. Amongst all the chaos, and once the survivors see all the chaos happening, they immediately charge and basically take over. Saviors realize they're completely outmatched. They have no weapons. They don't have any to shoot back with. So their only choice now is to surrender, which Laura is the first one to put down her arms and say, "We give up, we surrender." Rick sees Negan running down the hill like a little coward he is and chases after him. They're waiting for him as he hits him with Lucille, and they start a one-on-one battle. No guns, no weapons, just Lucille and basically Rick's bare hands. Seems to be that Negan, after all this, will still be able to defeat Rick. Rick asks if he could read Carl's letter before Negan takes him out. Reluctantly, Negan allows him to read while counting down from 10. As Negan hears Carl's words, he starts tearing up his eyes and letting his guard down. And in those moments, that's Rick's chance to slice his throat with a shard of glass. Rick has officially defeated Negan. As Negan bleeds out, Rick shocks everyone by demanding that Sadiq save his life. This immediately breaks Maggie. She has a complete breakdown. With the Saviors now surrendered, Rick announces that they're going to rebuild the world all together. Just like Carl wanted, they are all going to be one. We then flip over to Negan, showing that he did indeed survive the surgery as he lays in bed with stitches in his neck. Rick telling him that they are going to spare his life, but he'll be spending his entire life under lock and key as he watches the world grow without him. And finally, Daryl meets with Dwight, and Dwight is fully expecting Daryl to take him out, but instead, Daryl has a heart and gives him a chance to find his wife, Sherry. There isn't any really loose ends, so I feel like it like closes a chapter a little bit. Yeah. I mean, sure, there's more story, and there, what happened now, what happens, and
I'm excited to watch them like rebuild.
Right, exactly, and seeing what happens to Negan. So yeah, Negan being alive, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the only way you could have resolved that with killing him would have been like to Lucille him, because I feel like anything else would have been unsatisfying.
That.
Yeah, I know.
I was wanting that. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I know, that made sense.
Or at least
Rick
scare him about it.
Should Rick, if he was Lucille, should have been Rick or should have been Maggie? Because I guess technically it could all.
I mean, they could take turns.
Yeah.
They could pass Lucille around. Everybody could have like a whack at him.
Yeah, I mean, Rosita, I guess, had a reason because of Abraham, and then of course you have Daryl. Just
just give everyone a whack at
Daryl would have. I mean, they all had a case to do that. So I think probably the most would have been probably Maggie. I feel like more. I mean, maybe Rosita too, but
probably you're the most. But like everybody could have a whack at him.
Yeah, everybody can have a whack.
Dwight, Eugene. He might not be able to see where he's whacking, so he might miss him. But he could have a few shots.
He could have a shot
to to make sure he gets them, and just that could have been a way to go.
Yeah.
So I'm very conflicted because all season long, or however long we've known Negan, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just been like, when are they gonna kill Negan? So I thought for sure they would end on a cliffhanger. They, did he get killed or not? And then next season, we would find out, was he really killed, or we would see it or whatever. So this was totally different than I thought. I was all excited for them to kill him, and I just, I'm not a violent person, but I just would have found it very satisfying.
Yeah.
But this was a totally different direction, so I'm surprised, and I just feel conflicted. Like, I don't know how to feel because I didn't get what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
But I also am very intrigued for what they're going to do next. I mean, I don't know that Negan can change. Like, we'll see. But he definitely lost his power because he's kind of under their thumb, as you said. And so that could be satisfying too. I don't know. This is very intriguing.
Oh no, it is a conflicting ending. I do like that they became friends. I mean, I get obviously not immediately, but it looks like they're becoming friends. We saw them working together a little bit with the Saviors, which I said earlier. That's why them, not just kill them all, because I saw potential. Now, that doesn't mean that...
Well, you were smart. I didn't see it.
Well, no, that doesn't mean there's not some bad ones still in the... I mean, it's not like there's not going to still be drama. So there could still be some bad saviors or bad people within any of the groups that, they want to go against Rick, or they want to secretly gang up. I mean, that can easily still happen. I do think a lot of the people were there for protection, and they just kind of fell in that group. And of course, they're going to be trying to stay alive by doing what Negan says and, joining the army in the fight. So, I mean, I don't think they were all just like evil people. So that's why I thought, I think you could have won a lot of them over.
I do think that's true, because I think a lot of people didn't actually like Negan or anything. They just were there because they didn't know what else to do. And it was, kind of the where to go, I guess. But so I think you're right. It's just that I was thinking you can't necessarily trust them. Like, is this person a good person, or are they just here because, you don't know. You can't trust anyone. You just don't know.
I'm not saying they shouldn't have attacked, and and of course the henchmen, his soldiers, the people that were up, and of course a lot of those guys are bad guys. The guys that were right underneath Simon, things like that. So I'm not suggesting they just let everybody don't kill anybody in self-defense or whatever, or attack anybody, but I'm just saying it was okay for the prisoners to be, if you can keep them contained, and I think it was fine for them to try to keep some of them alive, especially when I saw that they were cooperating in the bar scene. I mean, and I was
you were right. You saw it. I didn't see it. I just thought, no, just get rid of them.
Yeah, so, I know.
But he saw it.
I saw it.
I give you props to you. You saw it.
So what did you think about Eugene finally coming? You didn't catch on.
So happy.
You didn't catch on at first. You just kind of, and honestly, I didn't either. It's you don't really. It looks like they got their guns just shot from them, and you're like, who shot their guns? But
Yeah, I didn't. It took me a minute to like catch on to what exactly had happened, and then I didn't realize it was like something Eugene did. I was thinking it was some weird fluke where the bullets didn't really work right or something. But to know that he did that on purpose. And we did talk about, I think we both thought Eugene didn't always have this master plan of like, for a while, he probably just was there for his own safety. But eventually he wanted to come back to the group and did this plan. And I was so glad because I wanted so much for Eugene to be good.
in a way, Negan helped both Eugene and Dwight in a weird way because he let the group know that Dwight didn't mean to double cross them.
Yeah, I was so glad about that because I thought, poor Dwight, he can never catch a break. Like, he didn't mean to cause any of that. So I'm so glad that they knew from Negan's mouth himself that Dwight had betrayed him.
And Negan also got really mad at Eugene, so it also let them know, oh, okay, Eugene did double cross, so he kind of helped them out a little bit there,
I was
in a way.
really glad about that.
In a roundabout way. So, I mean, what do you think about Negan getting very emotional about Carl when they were talking about him?
Odd. I mean, Negan doesn't really seem to have any feelings, so the fact that he was like into Carl, well, I don't mean into him, but you know what I mean.
I know, yeah, like had a fatherly thing for him. It looked like,
yeah, that was bizarre. It was really weird.
There aren't many like teenagers around, so it's not like. So I guess that's
Negan had a teenager. I feel sorry for Maggie though because of the way she screamed no when Rick said save him, and
yeah, that was an emotional scene. I did feel I felt sad for her. I mean, I've always feel sad for her, but. It's just all that.
It just really hit her emotionally.
Yeah,
like, oh my
because you really hadn't seen a pouring out of emotion from her in a while.
No, she's tried to act all strong.
She's all tough. Yeah,
and so to see her, you'd be like, no. It was just like, oh my gosh, all of her pain is just coming out. So
yeah,
it's really sad.
She pretty much had the same facial expression for the last like 9 episodes or however long, where she's just mad. Just like she had that angry face like for the whole time, and she had that. And then what do you think about the very end when like they're in the dark room and she's like, I don't know what she said. Sooner or later we're gonna bide our time. And
yeah, she said like Rick and Michonne are wrong, and we're gonna help them see that they're wrong or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't think whatever she's planning will work. Yeah, but
I mean, she definitely wants to still be a good leader of Hilltop, and I mean, all the things she's saying are good as far as like we're gonna make sure that we're we can defend this place and defend ourselves, so that's good. But I think she just I don't think it's anything that bad. I think like she's gonna go against Rick and Michonne, but.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to make some diabolical plan.
Yeah, I don't think she's turned into like an evil villain. No, but they did kind of.
It's more like I just want to get them to see that this isn't going to work, and then she'll probably be like, "Oh, actually, it did work."
Yeah, the lighting and the music made it sound like she was turned into a villain. So
I do want to ask our friends out there in YouTube land, what you thought of this, because you heard what we thought. We want to know what you think. So let us know what you liked or. About this episode, what you didn't like, maybe you were surprised that certain things happened the way they happened. Like, let us know what you think. As for a rating, I'm gonna give this one. I don't do this a lot. I'm gonna give it a 10.
Really?
Yeah, I loved this.
You legit liked it, not just because it was the finale, but because it was a solid 10.
It was really good. Nothing happened the way I thought it would happen. Absolutely nothing. The episode was entirely. I mean, I don't really know what I thought would happen, I guess, but. Yeah. The episode just was totally different than what I would have expected, I guess. Yeah. But I love it.
Yeah, I actually really love this episode too. I'm giving it a 9.75. And the reason why I'm not giving it a perfect 10 is I did feel like there are a couple small little details. One, with the ocean side, I feel like they just sort of showed up, and I don't feel like we got enough. I don't know. They kind of I felt like that it was tagged up. They just kind of showed up. No, nothing wrong with that. It's still almost. I love this episode, but it was like that was one little thing that feel like there was something missing from that story. I get it. They agreed. They agreed with Aaron and all, but we missed that scene. We just saw them kind of gather around him.
It's almost like they could have filmed that scene and then, oh, the episode's too long, just take that part out.
Yeah.
And then we're like, wait, but we needed that scene.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. It probably wouldn't have been that great of a scene. They probably would have just said, okay, we'll join you. You know, I get it. But,
okay,
but, but it still seemed like, oh, okay. Well, I guess but it was a very small nitpick. I'm fine that I'm glad they did show up, because if they didn't show up at all, then we would have been like, what did they do? So I'm glad they showed up and they saved the day. Yeah, I like the ending. I like that they all got along at the end. I do like, you know, when teams or people that hated each other and tried to kill each other suddenly get along and become friends. I always like those stories. I don't know. I just do.
Yeah, I do too, because the thing is, I'm not really like somebody that would advocate for violence or just get rid of him and all that. I don't think that, but Negan was just so awful. And so that's what I wanted. But then now I'm like, okay, if they can make a good future, then yes, let's see that. I mean, I felt conflicted at first, like, this isn't what I was waiting for, down with Negan.
Right.
But now I'm kind of like coming into a resolution about my conflictedness, that I feel like, okay, if this is the direction they're going, then I am excited to see how they make it work. Yeah.
They also tied in we always saw those close-ups of Rick's eyes, like earlier in the season. We saw that, and then what did he say? Mercy is what was his line? Mercy, my wrath is my mercy. My mercy is my. I can't remember now.
Hey, Joe.
My mercy is my wrath. Something. I like the line if I can remember exactly how it was worded, but I'm tired and I'm blanking on it right now.
Too. We're always tired, but here's the thing. Even though I'm so tired, I was so pumped for this episode that I had like a burst of adrenaline. Yeah. And then now that it's over, it's like going away.
Yeah, no, I love this episode. Yeah, I was really into it, and I can't wait for season 9.
Because that means the show is closer to being over than it is to like
10, 11, and then there's like 11B.
Yeah,
it's we still got a lot, but well, yeah, it's closer to being over, but we've been watching it for a while. So, but yeah, it is sad. It'll be bittersweet when we finally finish this the entire show.
Yeah, I am excited about like the spinoffs and stuff.
Well, you guys, you ready to get on to the next one?
I am so ready, and remember to tell us what you thought about this episode, because we absolutely love hearing from you guys. It's so much fun to see what you want to tell us about your thoughts on the show.
And if you like this, video, be sure to give us a like. It really helps our channel, and it helps boost us in the algorithm. So
our babies want you to like our video.
We appreciate your support. All right.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Whenever you're watching it.